Okay, you cannot multiply or divide mixed numbers, right? So if it's a mixed number, you have to change it to improper fraction. Watch out for positive and negative number rules. Positive times negative, right? In multiplication and division, the answer is negative. If the signs are the same, the answer is positive. So positive 7/16, 1 1/3. If you left that as 4/3, positive 4/3, that's kind of okay, but mixed number is 1 1/3. 1/15 for number 3. 6 divided by negative 1/2. You change that 6 to a fraction, 6/1. And dividing by a half is the same as multiplying by 2. Right? How many halves go into 6? Many of you, some of you at least, could answer this question without going through all these steps. How many halves go into 6? 12. You put 12 halves into 6 wholes. Okay, that's what division is. 4/9 divided by negative 4/9 divided by negative 2. Dividing by 2 is the same as multiplying by a half. So what's half of 4/9? 2/9. Again, you could do that in your head. None of you have to do it in your head, right? You can just do keep, change, flip, and you get 2/9. Negative times, or negative divided by negative is positive. Number 6. 4/15. Change mixed number 2 1/2 to 5 halves. 5 halves times 2/3 divided by 5 halves is the same as multiplied by 2/5. Right? Flip the second fraction and multiply 4/15. Questions on 1 through 6. You get effort credit on that if you took a picture of that and put it in the classroom assignment. That's what the directions told you to do. Moving along to number 12. Number 12 is what is Blake's mistake? What is Blake's mistake? Blake is finding 4/5 divided by 6/7, and he does 5/4 times 6/7. What is his mistake? Kylie.
He flipped the order around and did change keep.
Yeah, he did flip, change, keep instead of keep, change, flip. He flipped the first fraction, okay? When you do divisions and subtractions, the first number in a division or a subtraction always stays the same. Keep, you don't change it. Then you change the operation, and it's the number after the operation that flips for division of fractions or changes to its opposite when you do subtraction, right? Keep the first one. Mrs. Woodruff always says, don't touch the leader, which I never say, but since this is her answer key from 3 years ago, don't touch the leader. Don't touch the first number. Okay. There will be one of these types of problems on the test. There's always a correct, find the mistake kind of problem. Those are good test questions. Number 18 and 19, real world division problems. Number 18, Vin bought 4.5 gallons of ice cream. If a pint is 1/8 of a gallon, how many pint-sized servings can he get out of his 4.5 gallons? How many 1/8 goes into 4.5 is a division. How many times can I put 1/8 into 4.5? Hey, where is it? This one? Nope. This one? Nope. Here it is. 4.5 divided by 1/8. Okay, so some of you could do this in your head. How do you do this in your head? How many 1/8 can I put into 4.5? Anybody? Kylie?
By putting 8 together to make a whole.
Okay.
And then 4 8.
Okay, so so then you get 4 times 8 is 32. plus 4, 36. Okay, so you could do it in your head. I don't expect anybody to do it in your head. You're all going to just go, I know how to do division. I'm going to change this to an improper fraction. 9 halves, 4.5 is 9 halves, right? And dividing by 1/8 is the same as multiplying by 8 over 1. Keep, change, flip. Okay. On the test, it's going to ask you to write your work down for this problem. And the work you should be writing down is what is the improper fraction? Because if you mess this up, that's a very small mistake in a question that's asking you if you know how to do division of fractions, right? So you made this 7.5 instead of 9 halves, okay? And you get a completely wrong answer, but all your other steps are right. You would only lose a half a point for that mistake. But that's why you have to show your work, okay? So on the test, you'll have to show your work either by taking a picture of the work, if you do it on paper, and attaching it in the class kit, or by typing out the work in a text box. Now, I will tell, so, okay. So then it's keep, change, flip. You can cross reduce if you want to. If you don't cross reduce, you get 72 over 2. You just multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom. That's how you multiply fractions. 72 over 2, and then that comes out to 36 over 1. Or if you cross reduce the 2 and the 8, then you get 36 over 1 right off the bat. Make sure in these problems, real world problems, you have a word in your answer. So the answer here is 36 servings. You just write 36, you'll lose a half a point. Okay? The second one. William has 8 1/4 cups of fruit juice. He's dividing it into 3/4 cup servings. 3/4 cup servings. How many 3/4 cup servings can he get out of 8 1/4 cups of juice? How many times does 3/4 go into 8 1/4? So that again is a division. Can't divide mixed numbers, so you change 8 1/4 to an improper fraction. Then you keep, change, flip. Very useful to cross cancel or cross reduce in this problem, because 33 times 4, that's 132. You probably need a calculator to do that. Then 132 over 12, then you need a calculator to do that. Whereas if you recognize the cross reducing options, even if you just reduce these two 4s and make them both 1s because they're both divisible by 4, then you get 33 over 3, which is an easy division to do. You also could recognize that 33 and 3 are both divisible by 3, and then you get 11 over 1 right off the bat without a calculator, okay? Not required, but that's the easier way to do this problem. So 11 servings is the answer. William can make 11 3/4 cup servings. All right, then I threw number 22 in there just as a final reminder. When do you need a common denominator? What fraction operations require a common denominator, Cole? What fraction operations require you to get a common denominator? When do the pieces have to be the same size? When you are adding or subtracting? Adding and subtracting requires a common denominator. So only adding and subtracting. Multiplying and dividing, you don't have to get common denominators, you just multiply or flip and multiply. Which operation requires you to multiply by the multiplicative inverse, also known as flip or reciprocal? That's just division. It's only division gets to be. And which operations require you to write your result in simplest form? All of them. You always have to write your result in simplest form. You cannot leave an answer of 10 15ths, for example. That's not acceptable. You can leave an answer of 5 over 2, right? An improper fraction, as long as it's not both the top and bottom divisible by the same number, you can leave an answer as an improper fraction. That's not unsimplified. Right? Simplifying is only a numerator and denominator both divisible by the same number. Okay? All right, any questions?